Clearly, this province does have a lot to offer, but how do you actually go about selling Saskatchewan as a tourist destination? That is the job of Mary Taylor Ash, the CEO of Sask Tourism. She moved here 4 years ago, fresh off the experience of helping build a highly successful campaign in Newfoundland, and right now she's in our Regina studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheila.
Well, I want to go back and ask you about the Newfoundland campaign, first of all, because I think you mention it to anyone and they go, oh, yeah, those beautiful photos in the paper and on TV. What was behind that campaign? How did it come about?
Right. Like so many, I guess, tourism campaigns, whether it's Newfoundland or what we're doing here in Saskatchewan, the campaign really came about with trying to break through the clutter of tourism destinations and get noticed. And so that's very difficult for any province or any tourism destination. And rather than just be what we call sometimes in our tourism business a travel log, where you show people what there is to do, and it's kind of that just running sort of videos of activities. In Newfoundland and Labrador, we decided to really try to break through with something that would hit on a more emotional level. And it worked. It was really thinking about what is unique about the place. Since I've moved here in the last 4 years, my marketing team here is working on the same thing.
Yeah. So in the case of Newfoundland, it was we talked about this earlier, and it was kind of the idea of the anti-Disney, right?
Yes.
The remoteness, selling that.
Yeah.
So,
and that's really when we talk about breaking through the clutter and being able to find something that's compelling, unique selling points. That's really what it's all about as a destination. And there it was very much about being true to what it really is like in that province. And so, and we transfer some of that here. So what we look at here is what is it about Saskatchewan that is unique, and what do we own here? What do we do better than anyone else?
And what's the answer to that question? What have you come up with?
And we did quite a bit of research. And the one thing, and I heard some of your slogans that some of your callers have already been coming up with, and they touch on a number of points. What we discovered through talking to people who travel here, and sometimes talking to people who don't travel here, we discovered that we do have something special here. And we've kind of put it into little categories. What you talked about a little bit earlier this morning about the absolutely amazing sunrise that we're seeing for a few minutes this morning and our amazing sunsets. Now, part of that is about this big, vast land that we live in Saskatchewan, but it draws people closer together. And so we talk about our land and our sky, and that being part of the draw. A while back, a few years ago, I had the good fortune of talking to some people who travel here from Germany, and they're tour operators, so they put together tours. And when I was asking them, well, why is it that you love Saskatchewan? Why do you send your customers here with your tour company? And they love the vastness of it because where they live
so congested, urban,
You're absolutely right, Sheila.
Yeah.
And it is. And they also just love that feeling of space and freedom. So it's this big, beautiful, vast land which brings us together. The other element that's extremely important in Saskatchewan that we wanted to tap into is a sense of community. And so Saskatchewan has this wonderful sense that you're at home when you're here, even when you're visiting.
So how do you take that and make it a marketing concept?
Yeah, well, we try to really tap into the feeling of that. So, sometimes it's using in one of our earlier videos when we launched our brand, we did the concept of community dining, right?
Like fowl suppers
like fowl
and that
suppers,
kind of thing?
Of which I have a when I first heard of a fowl supper, I went, fowl? I didn't quite, attach it.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
They are really amazing. And so trying to capture that feeling of community, of family, of people coming together. So even though the land is expansive and vast, people do come together here.
I have to ask you, we only have a moment left here, but before you go, you've been here 4 years now, and we've been talking in our contest about favorite Saskatchewan moments and adventures. What, for you personally, what's been your best Saskatchewan adventure?
Oh, I've had so many. I love this province. I love the north, and I have to say I haven't been to the real north.
Far
north, which I've heard is absolutely spectacular. But Waskesiu area, Prince Albert National Park is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I also, the southwest, Cypress Hills, those lodgepole pines, that area is really amazing as well. There's so many beautiful places. And then, even right within the city, there's nothing like the experience for somebody who's not from here to go to a Riders game.
Oh, that's true. That is real Saskatchewan cultural immersion right there.
That is real community.
It is.
That is
You're right.
another great example of just how we come together in the province and create something that's very uniquely Saskatchewan.
All right. Thanks so much for coming in. That's Mary Taylor Ashe, CEO of Sask Tourism.